Hello there, everybody. Sherman, Leave a Legacy, episode number 42. Going to focus this one on ownership. Fantastic book out there called The Oz Principle. I'll do another episode where we dig in deep on that book. But the whole premise of that one really comes down to the idea of, I'll take a step back and go through the 7 habits of highly effective people. Principle number 1 is to be proactive. You have in there the circle of influence versus the circle of concern. And it's the idea of, do you see yourself as a victor or a victim? And so in the 7 Habits book in Principle 1, if you're so focused on your circle of concern that it's so large versus what you can influence, that means you're seeing the world as being more of a victim. So why is your life so tough? Well, it's my spouse's fault, or it's because I have children, or it's because my boss doesn't believe in me, or it's because I've had a tough childhood growing up. You see yourself on things that you can control, and you're so concerned on those things, it really makes you out to be a victim. And then on the Oz principle, the idea is to, if it comes to any issues, is to see it, to own it, to solve it, and then to do it. And it really hinges on the idea of accountability. Now, I find for most people when it comes to accountability, there's really three main ways to solve it. You either say within yourself, hey, I see that there's an issue here. I'm going to take ownership of it, and I'm going to be able to make sure that I can figure out how to get around it and ultimately do something about it. So for example, if, let's say I wanted to get to a certain weight, I found myself not in good physical shape, and I want to lose 20 pounds, and I want to be fit. So then ultimately I need to see that first I have this issue with my health, I have an issue with my eating or my lack of exercise or a combination of both. And then the next step then is figuring out, okay, who's really the fault here? Is it my spouse's fault because she's such a good cook and then that's why I'm getting fat? Or am I gonna blame it on my parents because they're the ones that mixed up these crappy genes and now I'm a fat dude? Or am I gonna blame it on the fast food industry? It's because they make it so good and it's so cheap that I'm gonna put it in my mouth and now I'm just lazy. So again, I'm viewing it as a victim instead of a victor. You gotta own it and then ultimately figure out, okay, so then what do I need to change about my lifestyle from a eating perspective or from an exercise perspective, make sure that it gets into my life. And then the next one then is to do something about it. The execution is probably the most critical. So that's, again, you're saying within yourself, hey, I'm gonna do something about it. The other area of accountability is to say, you know what, I'm gonna get a partner. So someone that I believe in, someone that I trust to be able to play that role for me, and that I'm gonna basically tell them, okay, I see that I have this issue, and I want you to help me, that I'm gonna be an accountability. You're gonna be an accountability partner for me. I'm going to tell you that I want to accomplish my exercise and I'm going to eat healthy and I'm going to check in with you on a regular basis. And this is almost like a forced accountability for myself to you. And that partner has to have some kind of vested interest and the ability to just call you on the carpet and say, you know what, you're just being lazy right now. Get off your butt, go do some push-ups, go do some wall climbs, some squats against the wall, go do some lunges, go run outside, go do some jumping jacks, go buy that membership in the gym. And then lastly, I think oftentimes people, they can go hire it out. So what I mean by that is that you either get staff that says, I'm gonna do this task for you, or you hire someone like, in this case, a personal trainer. So now that accountability is off my hands. So I basically said, hey, I have this issue with health and nutrition. I ultimately want to do something about it, but I know when it comes to owning it, it's going to be a lot easier for me to partner up with someone that I've paid money to, that sucks to have to pay dollars to somebody that's going to say, hey, don't put that in your mouth and get to the gym. Let's make something happen. And then ultimately then they're the ones that's going to help me solve it, figure out how can I trick myself on eating correctly? How can I make myself get into the gym or exercise, whatever that case might be. When I say gym, you can exercise a whole multitude of different ways. My brother will never see himself in a gym. For me, I'm a total gym rat, love to lift weights. At the same time, I have a tractor tire. I'll beat the crap out of it with a sledgehammer. I'll do lunges around the parking lot. I'll do whatever it takes. And so, hey, if you want to surf, you want to play soccer, you want to be in a bunch of other leagues, and there's an opportunity for you to exercise as well. And then ultimately, then when it comes to doing it, you have this staff or this person that you've paid to be able to make sure that they help you get it done. And so you basically have partnered up with that accountability. I find that this ownership concept really becomes critical for those of you that really want to take your life to that next level, because you're going to start taking your mindset from, hey, things are happening to me, I'm just kind of reacting to it, and ultimately you're going to say, no, this is what's happening, this is where my life is, and I'm going to do something about it. I'd always would give life to the victor versus someone that views life as a victim and that all things are kind of happening and running at them. So for you, what are some different things that you need to take ownership to take your life to that next level? Feel free to message me. Have a fantastic day, everybody.